Okay, let's get back to it. It has been missed last week because it was on holiday, so we're back. Okay, hello everyone. So, the week before, you guys made it to St. Noel Academy, able to do some swindling and some good talking at the port, and got permission. And you have had some downtime. You could have done some retweaking of your characters if you wanted here. But apart from that, during the downtime, you guys are also doing things. So I believe Ignatius had an appointment with one of the professors.
Yes. And I think I ended up inviting everyone along to that for some reason. That escapes me right now.
I think it's because you wanted to like try and get help.
Oh, we need him to access the books.
At least some of them, anyway.
Yeah.
You know that you needed the principal's permission on a couple of them.
Yep.
And an alchemy teacher's permission on some of them as well. Okay, so we'll start with that one. Your appointment was a couple of days into your downtime. So turning up, you see a quite old gentleman sitting behind the.
Right. I'll just make my way up to the office lady and.
Yep. Who's going with you? I don't actually have his name. I didn't write it down. Dorian.
I think he would ask Jan to accompany him at the very least.
I did write it down.
I would, of course, accept.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not there, so.
Well, everyone is in the meeting. Everyone can attend the meeting, right? You guys haven't headed there yet. Like, you're in the middle of your downtime. This is the day of. I just want to know who's going to be in the meeting.
All right, I guess I'll go to the meeting.
Harper,
Do you guys want me to come?
if you want.
Fine, I'll stay home.
Okay. You can work on whatever you're working on.
I said if you wanted to come, you could.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, he said if you want. Up to you. You don't have to go, but you can go.
Yeah, I'll come.
Okay. And Liani's going to be busy doing alchemical things in the background.
Making alchemy.
Maybe making some more bombs. Who knows? Okay. When you get up to the office, you're ushered into the back room. It is a large office. There is a large collection of historical items here. Some of them you would recognize as pre-cataclysm relics.
Yep.
Others are potentially newer. There's at least one item that you cannot identify, but it does look exceptionally old. You see that Dorian Lee, the person who you're meeting, is sitting behind the chair. He's quite elderly. He's probably about 80 to 90 at this point. Got graying hair, brown eyes, large white beard. He beckons you all to come in and sit down, and welcome. And he looks over at you, Ignatius. It's good to see that. Well, the son of my friends.
It's a pleasure. I can't say I have heard speak of your intellect in the past, sir.
It's okay. I'm just a boring old history teacher.
It's like my parents always said. History is the greatest teacher, after all.
It's too bad many people do not learn from history.
Valid point. I don't. Some of us do, though.
So, you requested a meeting, and quite happy to talk about whatever you want, but I don't think all of it is just catching up in new meetings.
You are correct. I did come to ask if you'd known what my mother was like when she was younger, and to hear a tale of her, but we have more pressing needs.
Well, I can tell you about your mother at any time. But I will say this: fantastic student and a brilliant woman. Such a shame what happened to her.
Indeed it was. One of the greatest tragedies of my life, I guess, and my father's. But, we need your assistance, and I don't like to throw their names around lightly, but I was hoping as a friend of theirs that I could count on your confidence.
And how may I assist you?
We're on the tail of a ancient alchemist who we believe may have taught here at some time. Ale Blaine.
Yes. Well, arguably the biggest disgrace this school has ever had.
Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, that is, I guess, what we've come to expect from the trail we followed to get here.
Chasing down a ghost, I see. Okay. Why are you chasing this ghost?
I'll look to everybody. We have stumbled on quite a significant discovery, and he appears to be the key.
Ugh. He looks at you. Yes, well, I know what kind of discoveries that it's hard. I don't mind helping you, although I don't know much. I can tell you.
Yeah.
No, he's not at the school anymore. He hasn't been at the school for 55 years now.
Well,
As much as I don't like to bring this into it, it's very likely the principal could probably find him.
you cut out then. Did you say the principal could help?
The principal could probably find him.
I may need to speak to them too. We were chasing access to several restricted books in the library as well.
Oh, he raises his eyebrow.
we the few tomes pertaining to Blaine, and what were the other ones we were after?
You were looking for Experimenting on Life by A.L. Blaine, Augmenting Life with Alchemy by A.L. Blaine, and The Watcher.
Oh yes, those three titles that I just said.
I know of the first. The Watcher is a tome I have not read.
We also have, and I'll looking around and I guess taking in all of the relics, and this is definitely like a man of like an academic historian, and with all these relics and all of that. Like,
Yes. It changes.
we might have some information to trade on another significant find as well.
Oh.
You
Well-
heard about what happened in the north of Lunatia?
I have heard some information. Heard some very interesting rumors as well.
What rumors are they?
A set of adventurers happened to go to some ruins, and when they came, and as they were coming back, the area just died.
And just to refresh, what is the Academy's stance on magic here again?
They don't have a problem with magic. They teach it.
But they control it?
No.
As well, sort of? No?
No, they have-
just think everyone should know how to do everything?
They have. Their stance is, as long as you're not, as long as you don't misuse it, it is a non-issue.
What I say would, and from what I understand of this place, would the magic used to make the land fertile be against their values?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't think they would interfere. They would never directly set it up, nor would they allow anyone who they taught to do it. On the flip side, they would never purposely stop it if it was done by something beyond them.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done what we did, basically.
Pretty much. It is their, like, if someone chooses to interfere with it, that is their choice, but they would never openly do it unless it was clearly being used
Well,
for
we do it a
evil.
bit differently in St. Mary's.
Yeah. Fucking rogues.
I mean, to be fair, St. Mary's would have the same stance. Because at that point it is up to the individual, right?
Hmm. Well, I might have found the single greatest pre-cataclysm archaeological find of the modern age.
Pre-cataclysm. He pulls the item that you could see that was not the one thing you couldn't identify.
Yes, okay.
And very interesting. You know, I have been researching the subject just of recently. There's so little information to go on. I take it you don't care to share without a meeting with the principal?
There's one thing I know about academics. We all love getting credit where credit's due.
Yes. Well,
sorry,
keep your cards close to your chest.
My parents may have trusted you, but we don't have that relationship yet.
That's all right. Well, we can get you a meeting with the principal. Rafina knowledge. Well, let me just say, be careful with that one.
You think it unwise?
No. In fact, she's very likely to help you. She hates Blaine. In fact, if it wasn't for the Academy's reputation of keeping a picture of every single teacher, she would have torn down and burnt the picture of Blaine.
What exactly was it that A.O. Blaine did to earn his reputation here at this academy?
A few student sacrifices there, and then he sacrificed a certain set of teachers. Let me just say that didn't go down well.
My. Interesting man that we're chasing.
He is mad. Just be aware of that.
I think we'd kind of figured that out by the trail he'd left behind.
He turns around, putting down the object, and he starts writing on a sheet of paper.
What is that object, by the way? It's the one thing in this room I don't recognize.
Here, take a look. He hands the object to you. It is a small disc. You can keenly feel something from it.
Okay.
It is some type of primal energy. But apart from that, you don't know. He shrugs his shoulders. We don't know what it is, but...
How strong is the primal energy in it?
Not very strong. It's just enough that it's there. And anybody with any primal or arcane knowledge would be able to feel it. Like anyone connected to the elements.
Okay.
And
is it made of metal or stone? Sorry.
it is stone.
Does it respond to my?
You cannot
kinesis?
you cannot kinesis it at all.
Okay.
But you can feel it is some type of work stone.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh, sorry. I thought I hit the eyeball.
No, you don't. It doesn't matter. You can roll it. This one doesn't matter. Yeah, do you want to re-roll or you're happy with it?
I will re-roll.
Okay. Looking along the edge, you can see a very tiny inscription. You're not sure how it was carved, but it is very precise. It looks like whoever carved this looks like it was carved with like a needle that is that small. You cannot read it. It is not in a language you understand. And then the professor looks at you. See the inscription? I've been working on translating it without any success. It's like all the books here, and you'd think we'd have one that has any information.
Yes, that's unusual.
And then
Does it look?
Hmm?
Does it look like any other script that, like, while I can't read it, like, can I see any influences from like my
what
studies?
do you specifically languages you know? You can see the influences of Fey, Elven, and Dwarven in it. But looking at it, it's when you try to translate via any of those, it just comes out as gibberish.
Okay.
So you would suspect that it's clearly based on those languages or predates it by a lot.
Yeah.
Either that or it's in code. That's the other thing you would think of.
Oh, I think I have a feat for that.
What, to decipher codes or ciphers?
Yeah, as a linguist. Maybe not yet.
Why do you have two multilinguals?
You get that for linguist dedication.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like you do yet.
Nah, there's another one I can get for doing ciphers, being really good at reading ciphers and stuff.
Yep, okay.
I
Yep,
don't
so
have a clue.
unfortunately you cannot tell.
Okay. Interesting device.
It is, isn't it? I just wish I knew more. Anyway, he hands you a sheet of paper. Go to the main hall and talk to the ladies out the front. They can get you a... With this, they can get you a an appointment with the principal.
All right. Thank you.
If you want to stay behind, he'll he has some more time to talk to you.
Yeah, I'll probably hang back a little bit and just get him to maybe like tell me some stories about my parents when they were younger and all of that.
Yeah, he'll do that. The rest of you will. I mean, Yan can stay if he wants. The rest of you can leave and go. You'll spend probably a good hour talking to him.
Yeah.
After that, I'm assuming you're heading to get the appointment.
Yeah. I'd even probably give the note to if Tom wanted to go set that up or he's hung back. Or I hung back.
You sure? Yeah, I can do that while you're talking to him.
Okay. Tom, you walk down to the main building. You have not been into the main building before, but it is quite large. The front desk is only manned by one woman at the moment. However, you do see there's enough room for 6 or 7 receptionists. You do know that classes are in session at the moment, so it's probably due to that. Currently, she is drinking some tea.
Alright, I'll call to her in a quiet voice. It was in the library, so.
It's not a library, it's a reception, but this is just a reception desk, it's not a library.
Oh, okay. We're at the library. Okay. Alright, well, I'll talk to her like, hello there.
And she looks up and puts her
how do
tea
you-
down. Good, thank you. How may I help you today?
I got some books I'm looking for. I gotta take out the note or whatever Ignatius put down for me.
The note is for an appointment for the principal.
Oh yeah,
He's not
I'll
listening.
do the book step later. Yeah, I got an appointment I need to take, but it's with the principal. I got a letter here.
I see, just a sec. He looks over the note. I see, okay. One moment, please. Let me go confirm the principal's schedule. She stands up and walks out into the back. Forces roll D20. Ooh. After 20 minutes.
I think I'd be rummaging. I'm not going through a desk, but I'll be looking around, like just kind of like, just seeing what I can figure out without actually touching things.
Roll a
Not-
perception check.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb a thing necessarily, but yeah,
Good snooping, Tom. Love it.
I learn from the best.
Roll a perception check. Let's see what you see.
Nature's has a pang of pride back in the other room.
Okay.
It's better. I could move stuff around and move back before he goes back, but no, I'm gonna be safe.
Looking around, you see a newspaper on the desk, the one that she was reading. You see a couple of books. One of them catches your eye, and it says "Incidents." It is the incidents book is quite thick. You also note that the incidents book has a month on it. It is. Hold on, let me open the calendar. I don't remember what last month is called. Where do I find the calendar on this stupid thing?
It should be just above the player list if you click it, I think.
No, mine does not open the calendar.
Yeah, okay, mine doesn't either, apparently. Is it on the journal page?
Sequence layer.
There's a world clock under the player ones. On the player options for me, I don't know if that gives you more. It's under the measure distance. Above that and the clear blood. For me,
Yeah, I don't have that. There we go. Okay, well, it's in a different. This is. There's okay. PF2e months. There is a calendar somewhere. I don't know where it is. Let's see. What month is it? It is Lamshan, I believe.
Yeah, it's not showing now. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm trying.
it's Rover. So it's just the month of Rover, and the book is quite thick, probably about as thick as a fist. And you also notice next to it it's the end of Lamshan. It's midway through Lamshan. It's midway through Lamshan, and the incidents book right next to it is almost as thick already. You also notice on the front of the newspaper, you see, basically it just says 212th incident this month. And then it's just got a bunch of text describing another blown out classroom.
Okay. Yeah, we know we had those problems with the buildings disappearing and or blowing up essentially. That's a lot of incidents. I just think to myself, like, I'm not talking to them, but.
So after 20 minutes, she comes back. Sorry for the wait.
Oh, that's no problem.
The principal's schedule is rather busy. However, she can squeeze you in this afternoon.
Ah, that'd be just lovely. Thank you kindly.
It will be. It would probably be. I mean, it doesn't really matter, I guess. It'll be 4 p.m. So please come back then, and I will guide you up to the office. Good day. She sits down and starts drinking her tea again.
I'll be back. Thank you. Again. I'll go head off to find Ignatius. I mean, yeah.
So after Ignatius' appointment, probably have an hour or two before the appointment for the principal.
I mean, this place just is more prestigious than St. Mia's, isn't it, technically?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good.
I think this is the biggest on in the whole world, right?
In the whole known world.
Okay, fair enough.
Is there anything you want to do in the couple of hours in between your appointment with the principal?
I guess it'll just be like, I'll maybe pull everyone into a bit more of a private space and just be like, so are we going to actually be comfortable with telling her what we found in the north?
I don't know. I mean, you know this place better than I do. I don't really know who to trust around here, who not to. So I'll go with your judgment.
Let us get paid, and to be honest, I'm looking to leverage this for a future teaching gig when I'm ready to settle down somewhere.
Fine with it as long as you maximize your profits, Ignatius.
Of
It's not worth the
course.
risk unless we get something good out of it.
No, exactly. And when we track down Blaine and get to the bottom of this, I'm going to be the single most authority on pre-cataclysm society that there ever was in the world. They'd be fools not to take me on, but I think I just wanted to make sure everyone was okay before I did it. I mean, I was probably going to do it anyway, but so I give you the courtesy of making you think I was going to care what any of you thought. I don't normally do that for people, just to be clear.
Oh, that's funny.
Of course. Well, you're forbidden. Sorry. No, I'm kidding.
Tom thinks he has a choice, Ignatius. How cute.
Oh, I heard men curing for QA time, so not surprised. But, anyways, yeah, and you gotta do what you gotta do. It's good to know. At least we can, if we're prepared, we can take action as needed.
With a cool name for what we found. I call it a soul engine. That sounds interesting. Or a soul fertilizer.
So while you wait, all of you go back to your rooms. Can I get a perception check from all of you?
Got a good feeling about that roll.
Yeah.
Yan, you have noticed that every single item in your room has moved exactly 1.3 centimeters to the left.
Damn.
What the fuck?
Carver also notices this.
Whoa.
Is anyone in here? Like, did we leave like a
No.
Hoger and Fenric here? Or?
Nobody was here. And Hoger and Fenric are currently practicing shooting.
Oh god, no.
That's a great skill for a Hoger to pick up. I'm pretty sure any gunslingers.
It's gonna be a fucking
Uh,
sniper taking people off from nowhere.
Okay. I guess I'll comment on it. Everything just seems a bit off to me. Did we leave our stuff in here? Like, is our stuff that we would have left? here
Everything you left behind is still there. It is just 1.3 centimeters to the left.
Maybe there was some sort of seismic activity.
still- Perhaps.
It's probably all explosions, isn't it? Like maybe one of the explosions causes a shift in the building.
What if this is a precursor to an explosive? What if
Wasn't
we're
there talk
next?
of like rooms disappearing, not just exploding?
I don't remember.
It's, is there like a recall knowledge or something of the like on to just check for signs of like magical spatial displacement or something, I guess?
I mean, yeah, you could do a recall knowledge. That would be probably Arcana, Occultism. Arcana or Occultism, that's it.
Yeah. I will try occultism.
Okay.
But I will maybe suggest some of the other more skilled people in those areas when I have a look as well.
I mean,
Because I am not very skilled at that.
I'm maybe seeing if I can like recall knowledge on like if there's any like I don't know, maybe fake creatures might do this kind of thing. Like
Yeah, I work on. I'll try. So close to that 20, that just gives up.
Okay, so far.
Yep.
Ignatius,
Actual
Tom,
person who
no.
did it is sick and not here.
Yeah, and you can think of fey creatures that would do this. Pixies, definitely would do something like this. You just don't know if there are any pixies here specifically at the academy. You would expect that such pests would be wiped out.
hmm.
And also,
Maybe.
given that it's exactly 1.3 centimeters for every single item, you would also guess that this was purposely done, not just random stuff.
Like someone's fucking with us and it's specifically calculated.
Probably a
Hmm.
ogre.
Oh, Leanne, where's Leanne? She's
If she
way
was lacing
superior.
everything with poison, she'd put it back in the wrong place.
What the
No,
hell?
a Hoga knows better. She is much more meticulous than that nowadays.
There's everything in the room. Maybe it's a message. It's to the left from the entryway, so
Oh my god. They're going to take this in a very interesting direction, aren't they?
It's on the
No.
right.
maybe it's someone suggesting it would be better off if we left, otherwise bad things will happen.
That's shit. That could be what it is.
Oh, I don't seriously believe that. There's no way someone would do that. Why don't we just keep our eyes open? Maybe make sure someone's always watching over this room from now on, just in case. I mean, that's what we have the shooting for, right?
True. Two little watchdogs.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Are you going to try and find a Hoga and Fenric? I mean, you know where they are.
Yeah, let's go get them. We need
Yeah.
we need at least one of them watching over the room at all times from now on.
Okay. You guys head down to the shooting range, and you see that Fenric's like sitting back proudly nodding as a Hoga hits bullseye after bullseye.
God no.
I am slightly terrified, Ignatius.
We should make sure she doesn't get a gun. She might do something to Tom with it.
Does the one who's sitting there not shooting shoot as well as that one does?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
He's either
that's
really
a-
good or he's really bad at it and still manages to hit something. Like this one time he was spinning his guns and managed to shoot our fateful steed Mac.
Right. So he shoots allies in the middle of a fight.
No, while we're at camp.
Well, that's even worse.
It is.
That's right. That's right. Who was a damn fool? He'd ate some peanut butter, I think it was.
It's
and,
it's all right, Tom. I already understand your predisposition to
As you come back, Hoga's like, "Hey guys, look what I can do."
Oh no! Did Fenric teach her that as well?
she
What did he teach her?
she
Juggling
spins
the guns.
she spins her gun round.
Did she actually do it or did she end up shooting us? in the process?
She spins her gun round and she shoots the belt off Fenric by accident.
Nice. Oh, they'll chip off the whole block.
She rolled a natural one.
So fucking
That's got
Is that
Fenric
what
written
she-
all over it.
exactly as she would have been taught to.
Yep, exactly.
I'm sure when Fenric taught her, he did the same thing.
He's like,
I can't fucking lie. Look at this. She rolled a fucking natural 1. It's so funny.
Don't ever do that again.
But it's hilarious. I shot his pants off.
You didn't mean to, though, which means you did that incompetently, not competently. You're better
I guess
than
that's-
that, aren't you, Ogre?
I guess that's true. She turns around and like takes a backhanded shot at the bullseye, and she just like bullseyes it really. Or she bullseyes it really easy.
Carver leans down and goes, No. Aim for the dog again. You were so close. You'd finish the job.
So, I assume you guys came here for something?
Got a very important task for you.
Hmm.
I'll gesture for Yarn to take over because talking to her makes me uncomfortable.
Well, there are perhaps persons who are trying to infiltrate our quarters, and we were thinking maybe you'd be the one most keen on dealing with them if they were to reappear.
Okay, I can do that.
So you can watch over our quarters and make sure nobody gets in and messes with things again.
Just make sure you don't go into the rooms without telling me first. She toddles off.
And we
We'll
won't know.
knock.
Fenric makes a good lookout and distraction if you need it too.
No problem.
Fenric?
And a decoy or bait.
At this
Well,
point, you
well,
think
but
that
no.
she's going to trap your rooms.
Okay.
You know, Tom, if you want to do something about that,
Huh?
Tom.
well, Kava, I'm simply suggesting that if, Tom wants to act on his distaste of that kind, perhaps might not be so uncalled for.
Oh, so now you're believing, huh?
It's a problem we created. I'm man enough to admit that. None of that.
You asked her to watch over your room, so she's doing it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
still
use
watch
it when
over
we
the-
can,
not
but
booby
long
trap.
term.
What's the most effective way of stopping someone from getting into your room?
Killing them?
And
Like
what's a great way? What's a great way of killing someone as they're trying to enter your room?
Alright.
Booby trapping the way in.
We really are the Scooby Gang now. We got 2 dogs and some people. And we build traps.
Oh, dear.
And at least you guys warned you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, not something we need to consider right now, just, Tom, you know that we're standing behind you. We're good friends, right?
Of course, mate. I know we're good friends.
And, I know that we didn't necessarily listen to you back at, at the ruins, tell our ruins, but, most of the time, assuming that there's not some sort of conflict in our midst, we'd be happy to listen to you.
After some time's passed, it's now time to go to your meeting.
Oh.
I assume all of you are going.
Yeah.
To meet with the big P? Yeah.
Okay. Heading into the main building, the receptionist greets Tom. I assume these are your companions who'll be okay. You know what's even worse? That Max said that.
What did Max... Oh. Oh my god, because he's a horse, yeah.
Okay. These are your companions who are meeting. Okay, this way, please. She takes you through a set of doors, and then takes you down a hall. This hall has a picture of every principal for the academy. At the end, please enter the room now.
Right.
All right.
Each of you walks in. It's about the size of a broom closet.
Oh god. Oh no.
Oh,
It's a
missed
trap.
We hear a Hoga laughing. No.
As all of you are inside, she closes the door.
Is this where something magic happens, or
A bright glow happens at your feet.
What's like in Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
It's sure it's just a way to get to the Terra Pocket Dimension, whatever. But yeah, I don't know that. My character doesn't know that, so it's like, this is right, Miss.
By the time you realize, you are now in a large, open area. In front of you, there is a smallish set of doors that don't seem to be connected to any walls. It is surrounded by a large garden, which you are currently standing in.
Oh. There were some doors you said that like lead.
There's a set of
from-
double doors that aren't connected to anything in front of you, and the
Oh, okay.
double doors are just surrounded by a garden.
Oh, okay. Hello?
There is no response. You also notice that there is a door behind you. That's where you probably came in.
I'll just open the double doors.
Opening the double doors, in front of you, you see an exceptionally large office. There are large portraits. There are hundreds of pre-cataclysm artifacts. There's some newer stuff. And you see a relatively young woman sitting behind the desk.
I'll bow before her.
Well, now it's not like Dorian to suggest people. Come in. Sit.
Thank you, madam.
You know her.
Principal.
You know her name's Rafina. Dorian told you.
That's right.
And that's meant to be an N, but apart from that, N.
Oh, knowledge, not knowledge.
Yes.
She's not a mole. Okay, good.
Yeah. So
Her-
her last name's the same name as the lake and the island.
Oh, that's interesting.
weird coincidence?
So, how may I help such noteworthy adventurers as yourself?
Well, we are in need of access to some of your restricted texts. But we also come with an offer. You might be familiar with my parents, Camilla and my father.
Oh yes.
Nico.
Name
I
is
don't even know your
Kate,
father's name.
Yeah, I just had a mental blank. Yeah, whatever my dad's name is. Mr.
Inigo.
Tiara. Yeah, Inigo, that's it. Thank you.
Daddy Tiara.
Camilla and Inigo Tierra.
Yes, I am. I have never met either of them, but I am familiar with them, or at least familiar through reports of them.
Yes, well, I'm probably glad you haven't met my father if you didn't meet him before the incident. It's really a shell of the man he once was.
Losing a
Still
loved one
alive.
can do that to people.
Yes, it can, but no excuse for neglecting your children, is it?
No.
But that's not why we're here to shit talk a previous professor. As much as it brings me great joy. But yes, the restricted texts are, and I'll list the three books, are The Watcher, Eternal Life by A.L. Blaine, and Sacrificing Students by A.L. Blaine, I believe.
Experimenting on life and augmenting life with
off, was I?
No, you were close.
Same thing, really.
Yeah. We are on his tale for a potentially very significant archaeological find, and I'd also be willing to discuss a other. I'm actually not sure which of these two is the more significant. But we also have a great deal of information that is likely worth something to you, and I would use to put forward as my candidacy for a future tenure here.
Ooh, interesting. Well, I can grant permission for the text on Ale Blaine, but the Watcher. Now, why would you be interested in such an obscure text?
Well, you seem quite familiar with the contents of this text, Ms. Knowledge.
Well, of course. Every principal is commanded to read the text.
What do you know of the Watcher, may I ask?
It seems you know a bit about her as well. She picks up a cup. And as you watch, you see it just fill up with tea, and she drinks it.
With P?
Tea!
I heard
You
P.
said P.
I said
Freudian
tea!
slip.
You guys!
I'm like, that's a weird taste.
What are you even watching?
I
Like
said
Bear
tea!
Grylls, is that you?
He meant to. Come on.
I know, but still.
Ah,
It sound like.
it's tea!
Piss.
What? I just. Were we sworn to secrecy by
No.
her or anything?
She didn't ask you to do anything apart from find a way to destroy the book.
Are you a friend of hers?
Can anyone be described as a friend of hers?
Okay. Well, yeah, some of us can. Sort of. Yes, they might. Are you a foe or an ally then of hers?
I have no problem with her. I mean, as probably the most knowledgeable woman in the universe, or that we know about, I would love to spend time talking to her about the past, but she does what she pleases, and I have no wish to go against what she wants. Which is apparently nothing as far as I know.
Okay. Well, I think she would want us to be able to read this book.
She picks up a glass object. Catch! She throws it at you, Ignatius. Just lightly.
I will catch it. This is where I really wish I was an air kineticist and I could just hover it in the air without touching it right now.
The moment you touch it, make a will saving throw.
God damn it. I am so only average at these. Yep.
You feel it searching your mind, and then the ball grows green.
What did you just do to me?
Oh, I did nothing. The ball did something.
What
You now
did it
have
do?
permission to read the book.
Oh. Thank you. Was
I
it
will-
a test or was it just granting access?
I don't know. Ask the creator.
Oh.
I will warn you, do not speak about the contents of the book.
No, we won't. We are absolutely am probably more aware of that than most.
Very well.
Will that also give us? That'll give us access to all of them, will it?
Yes, you'll have access to all of them. So,
I heard
you want to
you-
discuss a future tenure here?
Absolutely. I've come across probably the single greatest archaeological find of the modern century.
I don't suppose this has something to do with your trip to Telha?
It absolutely, most certainly does. What if I told you that the fertility of the north of Lunatia was based on torture and a lie?
Oh, go on.
The fertility of the lands was not natural. It was magical. We found, me and my colleagues, a device of unknown origin that predates the cataclysm. And even what we are aware of before that, it probably predates that as well. This device is what made the land so fertile.
I see. Well, at least part of your story is already true.
How do you know?
Well, we have conducted our own research into the north. It was abnormally fertile. So we had researched why. We knew it was being done magically somehow, but we did not know how.
Apparently all it takes is bleeding the life force of a celestial creature of the evil plane into the land forever, and the land will grow the most delicious food known.
Well, I suspect there's more to it than that, but
No, absolutely, and I think it took far more than the creature inside as well. There was a great many other sacrifices that went involved.
I see.
More death than one would probably have the appetite for if I were a gambling man, and I most certainly am.
We'll have to launch an expedition to confirm your claims. However,
But
if this is true,
yes, go on.
I think a suitable reward and a teaching tenure could be arranged.
Absolutely. Be willing to lecture here. I obviously am not in a position to take that up right now, but I need to finish this other find and start working on devising the doing up the academic writings to support my practical findings, as you will.
Yeah. Are you going to give her all the information based on where it is and what you found?
Not until I have a contract.
Fair enough. Well,
Now, obviously, I can't just tell you all of this so you potentially could just go in and lay claim to it yourself. I think a formal deal would be in order.
well, you're staying here for a month, aren't you? I'm sure we can have one worked up.
Absolutely.
Now, you have one more thing to discuss, I assume, and I assume it's to do with why you're looking into A.L. Blaine. And as she says that, you can feel the displeasure of having to say that name.
Yes. We may have stumbled across something of his on a excavation site down near St. Mia's, actually.
Nothing of his is good, but
Well, exactly why we need to find it, to make sure it doesn't get into the wrong hands.
The question is, why would you need him specifically?
No, we've been chasing him since then. Door locked, we don't know how to open it. Some underground compound.
I see, you need a key then.
Key, I think so. I thought we were looking for blood, to be honest. I don't really know. I wasn't there. It was these people. I arrived just after they'd left and sought them out. Well, actually, only these two.
Tom.
I mean, key is just a generic term for a way to open it, right? It could be blood, you don't know, right? Magically speaking, it could be blood, it could be an actual key, it could be a magic spell.
It's a biological key into a glory hole.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Oh my
What a sicko.
The lock isn't the only thing that gets released, I guess, sometimes.
But yes, that's what we're seeking.
Make a diplomacy check at this point.
Tom, do it.
You've got this.
Okay. I am not good at I am untrained.
Why we believe in you.
Am I making an impression?
I will
Let's have a
Post
look.
the feat to say why.
Let's have a look at make an impression quickly. Okay, make an impression. M. Sure, you can use that.
Okay. Phew. Oh wow, okay.
Well, if you're chasing after that creature,
And from what I've seen, we'd happily make the world a better place if we found him, if you know what I mean.
you can try. Not as if we haven't tried before. Do you know of his research?
Vaguely, eternal life,
Yes,
doing
well,
stuff with children and oozes. Not that kind of stuff, or maybe he did, I don't know.
he,
Don't know what he was into.
he certainly succeeded at least one of his objectives. Although I don't know whether you could call what he is now a success.
He is Ooze Daddy. Oh my god.
Oh, really?
He will live forever. But he is certainly not an elf anymore.
Huh.
So he's become some kind of undead creature, or?
Oh no, he is not undead either. He is very much living.
Oh. What is he?
A grotesque monster.
Do you know where this grotesque monster named Ailblaine may be?
She nods. Yes, we keep track of it. If you want to visit him, she pulls out a map and she points.
Visit, vanquish, it's all the same to us.
She points right here.
Oh. Surprisingly close.
Well, it's not like he can get off the island anymore.
That is interesting.
A fair warning. He is a dangerous creature now. But
How so?
have you ever discussed something with... He's more monster than person now, that's why. Not only that, he can regenerate from the most grievous bodily harm.
Is there anything that stops his regeneration that you've identified?
If we had, he would be dead.
Does he have any weaknesses that you know of?
Nope. I mean, about a decade ago, a wish was tried on him, and it still didn't kill the motherfucker.
Oh my. We could have asked that fiend of ours the creature we rescued to deal with him if we'd had the foresight, actually.
Well, sir, if you wish to visit him, you know where he is. He's about 2 days' travel out from the city.
So you know where his lair is?
It's a small castle. He sits upon his broken throne.
King of Ruins.
Hmm. Is there anything you can tell us about the nature of what kind of monster he is so we can make sure that we're adequately prepared?
Well, he is definitely part ooze.
Ew.
Okay.
And over the years, he's added more and more monsters to himself. We've identified at least 40 different monsters that have become part of him. Everything from the simple wolf all the way to the cyclops.
Oh, he's a real fucking chimera then.
Yes, very much so.
Well, that certainly sounds like we got a work cut out for us. He's not going to listen to reason at all, is he?
Oh, that's the interesting thing. He still has a mind. Maybe you can reason with him.
Oh, well, what does he want at this point?
I don't know. I've never stopped to ask the fucker. I want him dead.
Can I ask what he did to you?
To me, nothing.
Oh, okay.
But to my family, well, he sacrificed several members of my family.
Oh, they were the teachers.
And she nods.
I guess your family probably feel a responsibility for the students he sacrificed.
Partially, yes. And fucker needs to die. And if we could find a way to do it, we would gladly do it.
Maybe that's where we come in. Soldiers of fortune.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. If you're able to do it, well, let's just say you'll have my gratitude.
Would he be interested in, like, being really evil, or does he just want to exist?
At this point, who knows? He wanted... What we know of him is that he wanted to live forever. He got greedy, and that caused him to try something. The sacrifices ended up turning him into this chimera-like monster now. And, well, as many times as we've tried to kill him, he has just regenerated and come back. Though I will say, if you do need to escape, he never leaves his castle anymore.
Good to know.
Do you know if there's any minions or any other like?
No, everything stays away from his castle. Although we do have reports of people going in and out of the woods recently, so he might potentially have human allies.
They probably need to die for allying themselves with such a beast.
We don't even know if they're allies. We have followed them, but we have not interrogated any of them yet.
You can't die and just regenerate. I can't believe I'm suggesting this. Maybe an adequate prison would be suitable?
If everyone else is joining the dots here or not,
The issue is that he seems like he has imprisoned. The issue is he seems like he's imprisoned himself where he is. He does not leave.
Okay.
And for now, there is no reason to poke the bear.
So you're saying we got time to improve, to learn more about him?
Well, yeah. So
The one question I have, though, is yes, I agree we shouldn't poke the bear, so to speak. But inaction is just as bad as doing the action in the first place, in my opinion, a lot of the time. When it comes to some things like the greater good and all of that, it's anyway. Mundane things, not so much.
unfortunately, it is not up to me.
With the atrocities he's committed, are we sure that he's really satiated his lust for power and whatever else? Or is he biding his time?
That would be up to my father. I have no say in whether we imprison him or kill him.
You don't even know if we have the means to replicate the kind of prison I can't believe I'm suggesting.
You want to use your discovery then?
It's an option. But probably not.
Do you even know how to use it?
I've got an idea.
Well then, it looks like I'll need to get that contract drawn up so I can find out more.
You certainly will, because that's all you're getting. No disrespect, I just learned a long time ago to guard my finds with the utmost care until I'm compensated for them. I've got a reputation to rebuild, you see.
No, that is fair. Well then, it might take a week, but we'll get that contract drawn up and we can definitely talk about this again.
Well then, see, since y'all have been talking about rewards and stuff, what about the rest of us?
You will be well paid. Unless you want to become a teacher as well.
I don't feel the teaching labs for me.
I did
No.
negotiate payment as well. Like the tenure was just an additional thing. It's like this is evidence that I'd be good for tenure.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll
I just
make sure you guys get paid as well, just to be.
yeah.
clear.
I was trying to figure out if I can get an extra favor or two, like you are. So I'm trying to figure out. But I don't really know if anything they can grant me that I would care about. Like, well, I'm not really much of a stuffy store, but maybe once this all stuff is all blown over, you might be able to. You think there might be room for another tavern around this place?
I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could get one constructed.
You make a killing here, students. They love a good
Yeah.
drinking on the weekend. No competition.
Yeah. Well, I figure I can make it more, make it better one than they have here. You know, I'll have to figure out the business plan more, but I think it might be something good to do if I retire, because this whole adventure life is interesting, but not sure if it's really my bag long term. But we'll see what happens. Not sure what's going to be what I feel like doing after Yale Blaine. There's a whole world out there.
Well, then it sounds like we have a deal for now. Says, enjoy your stay here in St. Noel's, and I will be in touch.
Been a pleasure.
You guys stand up, turn around, and as you leave, the doors close behind you, and the double doors disappear, and you're left in the garden with a single door back to where you were.
All right. Go through the single door.
You find yourself inside of the small broom closet again with the door closed.
Well, that went rather well.
In some ways, I think the more that we've learned about our target, the less confident I am.
Just think of the notoriety we'll get when we finally be the ones to deal with that problem, though, young.
Assuming we're successful, yes. Let me just ruminate on these thoughts. It's fine. If you're determined to go in, Ignatius, I'm not going to be abandoning you to go there alone. Remember that.
Well, we definitely need to prepare, old friend. As we've got those books, perhaps we've got an inkling as to what he's done to himself with those books by the sound of it.
He might have left some clues behind in his writings, and if we can find those foundations, maybe we can weaken them.
And we've got an alchemist of our own as well, after all.
Yeah, good old Tom here.
I chuckle.
What they say, fight alchemist fire with alchemist fire.
That's right.
Did
I
they
know
say
all
that?
about weaknesses. Sometimes you do gotta
Maybe
fight fire.
How common is like the thaumaturgy that Tom does?
Uncommon. Relatively uncommon.
Okay. Perhaps it is something like what you do, Tom, that could be the key to taking him down.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's quite possible.
You ever encountered a mega ruse before, Tom? What are the normal one?
Wait, sorry. What? A mega ruse?
A mega ooze.
A mega ooze? Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've seen many ruses in general. Because I don't know. I mean, my adventuring has basically been with the party, with Ignatius since we started out. Like, other than that, I haven't really been venturing out too much. Like, before this whole trip before I joined the academy and the other academy, and see Mia, and it started on this journey. I was just a barkeep. I didn't really go out too much.
Oh,
So
part of the working class.
exactly, I just a friendly working class kitsune. But after hearing about all the adventures people were going on, I got kind of jealous and kind of, cocky, gotta say. I thought it was easy. So I joined the academy, proved myself. But once we went on our journey, we kind of lost some friends along the way. you know,
Yeah,
like
we really did, actually, didn't we? We put you through it, Tom.
we did. We lost a couple good people. Some of them trained with us, like Vesper and even Fenric to some extent. You know.
Well, Fenric's back now, so I guess you've only lost one friend along the way.
I don't know about Vesper. I don't know about Fenric. Coming back like that. Don't know if he's the same person or not. Not
You
sure how
think
that
he's a
works
clone?
actually. You know, I'm not
Well,
sure if
I
it's
never
like
met him before, so
I don't know. He feels
Seems
off
to
to me
be
or something. I don't know.
often. What he taught the other dog to do is anything to go off, that is.
I mean, definitely retain the memories at least, but don't know if it's still the same person. It probably is, but you know, it just feels strange to have someone come back and just act like they're just back to normal, especially in the way he came back. It's concerning.
I see.
But yeah,
So it's
basically,
not just because you dislike him.
well, no, it's not just as that, of course. But anyways, like I said, yeah, I'll do what I can, figure out what weaknesses this creature's got. I mean, I can only do so much with my abilities. Like, I'm kind of more of an in-moment person, not really much of a planner. But in this case, I think we kind of have to make an exception because I don't think in the time span of a fight, I'm gonna be able to discern his true weaknesses. Like,
Well, by the time we're face to face with him, it might be too late if we haven't done adequate preparations. That's why I was simply asking.
yeah. So I mean, we'll be here for a month, right? So we can do the research we can. I mean, obviously we're not gonna find everything here because otherwise people here would have known. But we have to find some other sources to.
Right. Well, why don't we start with the library? One of us can read some of the books that he authored. One of us can see if they have any information on oozes themselves and perhaps some of the other creatures that he might have melded himself with. And maybe someone else wants to, I don't know. What do you think of Tom? Investigate with the people around here?
Yeah, I mean, I could I can be the talker. I can go around talking to people, getting whatever information I can. But like I said, I mean, if they can figure it out as it is with all the resources they got, this acclaimed academy's got. I don't think there's only so much we'll get out of it beyond that point. I think we'll have to find some other source of
Don't sell
information.
yourself short, Tom. Information is all about context and experience. We all see the same. Two people could look at the same thing and view it completely differently. In my experience, the right answers are usually right under your nose. Just because they didn't see it doesn't mean we will. Your unique take on just how you join all these old stories that you heard in your time as a barkeep to take down these monsters is nothing short of extraordinary, don't get me wrong. But it's different from what they do here, from how I was taught.
I guess probably maybe you're right. Like people here, they have a certain way of doing things, and I got my own way. So perhaps my unique perspective will allow me to discover
Now,
weakness that they'd not.
and I'd deny this to the death if you ever said it, but based on the amount of incompetent students around here, I'd say they've probably lost their touch.
Oh. Well, hopefully, I guess if we start teaching here, hopefully you'll be able to shift them into shape.
Absolutely, that's the plan. Get this shit back into line.
Well, we'll do what I can. We got a month, so let's make a good time.
So what do you say we start with Blaine's books, and I like the idea of yours, Yarn, about looking into some of these other monsters we know he's mixed himself with.
Well, my thoughts are perhaps if he's merged with something that breathes fire, maybe we want to have some ways of resisting that kind of thing, like whether that's with potions or with equipment.
What if we tried to replicate some of his experiments on our help?
On the Shuni, I'm not sure that's a wise idea. They're already quite unstable from what I've seen. It might push them over the edge.
Get
Knowing
Liani to do it, though. She's quite skilled.
Perhaps. I just
Knowing
don't
our
know
luck,
that's a great
I hope-
starting point.
Knowing our luck,
want
Ahoga's
to-
gonna get the game like no Ahoga would become like a mutant essentially. I mean, in this game, like he's thinking like Xavier or like Professor X or like
Yeah.
Wolverine powers. It's just like, holy shit, what have we done?
Yeah, we dethrone one fucking abomination to let another. run
Hogan becomes
free.
the next Airblade, basically.
We create our own evil creature.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now?
Want to go to the library and check those books out?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, heading into the library. You can relatively easily find someone to help you get those books out. With that, you can. Are you taking them back to your rooms to read, or are you reading them in the library?
Oh, can we take them back to our room?
Yeah.
I think we should probably do that, so it's a bit safer.
Okay.
Even though shit in our room's being moved around.
Hey, I'm curious, Ignatius, since we have all these students around here anyways, I think we could like hire some of them or something to help like collate the info for us. Like, they can do some reading, we can help take notes essentially, and then they can,
Well, they can't read the restricted books, but they could do anything we need that's not restricted.
Okay. Just thinking we have all the resources here, all these kids hanging out, playing games, whatever, drinking. Maybe we can make use of them.
Think, actually, why don't we find some subjects of interest from these books, and then we'll, for lack of a better word, scan them into doing some research for us to expedite things. I love it.
Yeah, I kind of make use of people. People are the best resource there is. Like, information ain't nothing unless you got people to read it anyway. So someone had to know the information in the first place. Maybe the kids might have some info of their own.
Well, why don't we do that this afternoon? We'll start going through these books at a surface level and then put up some aid for research assistants. Say they'll get great experience, interns. You don't have to pay them that way.
Exactly. That was good, huh?
And they'll be in with a future teacher.
It's true.
Okay. Which one are you reading first?
Should we take one each?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
I guess.
I'll probably want to read one of the books written by Al Blaine, so maybe.
Actually, maybe we should just start with the Blaine books because they're the most relevant to what we're doing right now. The Watcher I'll save for tomorrow. We can help read over and take notes or something. Maybe we should go through them together so that we can make sure we all pick up on stuff, though. What was it? Experimenting on life and...
Experimenting on life, augmenting life with alchemy, and the Watcher.
I think augmenting life with alchemy is probably the most relevant to what he's done to himself.
I mean, we might as well start there. And yeah, maybe when we have time, so maybe we should go over it together.
Yeah.
As a team. Which is what we are.
Indeed.
Right, so we take the book and head back to our room.
Yep.
All three of us. And maybe Carver. If Carver's here. Does Carver like reading?
No.
Carver likes cutting.
I'd feel safer having Carver with us, though.
Yeah.
As you approach your rooms,
It's like a security
for
blanket.
fuck's sake. Yeah, I forgot about we set a Hoger in our room.
Oh, yeah, is she out the front?
As you
We can't
approach,
go in.
to where you're staying, you hear two hoots and a howl.
I believe this is an attempt at communication via code. We don't know the response.
Should just do it back. Should we?
I do a kitsune yip.
Oh no! I put my hand up his fucking mouth when he tries
Do it.
out.
And what does the fox say, right? So
Why don't we do it in reverse? What, a hoot and two howls?
Or do we just call out her name?
I mean, she
think
should
we
recognize this, but sure. I feel like it's too easy to just repeat what she said, but I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Roll up,
Ogre
roll,
is
all of you,
us.
all of you, roll a perception check. Okay.
Got it all like
Okay. Okay.
TPK.
Killed by fucking Ahoga.
Right.
You should have done something. To
Where
stop
is
it from
it?
happening.
Does your dog? There we go. Okay, Tom. You see Fenric on top of the roof, flat against the roof.
Ah,
Like,
What
are we
happened?
doing this, like Exorcist against the roof.
No, he's just like lying flat against the roof, like on the lookout.
Oh, okay.
Henrik, what are you doing up there?
You told us to look after the rooms.
Sure, but like, it seems a little like, it seems a little going a little farther, don't you think? But
And then the Hoga comes out. I see you've returned.
so are those like those signal? Were those signals something? Or supposed to like return the signals? That was
Signals? What signals?
Oh, you're yelling. Your
The
dog
hoots
sounds
and
made
howls.
howls and stuff.
I didn't hear anything.
Did we all hear this? Separate, all of us in the party? Or just
Well,
me?
okay, you guys heard that. You don't know if Ahoga heard it. She was in, as far as you can tell, she came out of the inn. So
I'll just
stand there
attempt to
fucking
mimic the
doing
noise.
it.
And say like, no, it was like this. Or whatever it sounded like.
it was two hoots and a howl.
Two hoots and a howl.
Nope, didn't hear it.
Fenric?
He shakes his head.
We're being fucked with.
Are you the real Ahoga and Fenric?
She takes out a knife and a gun. And then she comes over to Ignatius and whispers in Ignatius's ear, "Can I take the fox out yet?"
Look, it's probably her. No, you can't. Where did the noise come from that we heard?
You don't know. You just heard it. It was from somewhere around you, but you don't know.
Okay.
The thing you've got to realize is, apart from the buildings around you, there's like nowhere to hide. So
Okay.
you could roll like a, what is it? What's the perception to tell if they're lying?
Yeah, I might sense motive them.
Alright, me too. I don't trust them. Damn.
I don't fucking believe either of them.
Since one of it's just perception.
It's just perception.
Yeah.
They are 100% telling the truth as far as you can tell.
It's like everything in the room being moved. Someone's messing.
So, like,
with
I rolled a
us.
critical one.
No, you didn't roll a critical one.
Oh, no, I'm just... Okay. Is it safe to go inside?
Yeah.
And how should we warn you in future when we're coming home? Just call out, or
Oh, don't worry. I know when you approach.
did anybody try to get in?
Nope.
Hmm. Guess inside we go.
As you walk into your room, Ignatius, please make a perception check. Everything is exactly where it should be.
Okay.
So which book are you reading?
I think we were going with...
Augmenting Life?
Yeah.
Okay. Augmenting Life with alchemy starts off with potions and tonics that can help or hinder your daily life. Certain things like rubbing a little bit of healing potion on a small cut instead of drinking an entire healing potion will close the wound instead of wasting it. It is seemingly innocuous up until you get to chapter 2, where it starts talking about melding other life onto base humans.
Oh.
It talks about how to take a dragon's breath, or how to fly with wings by putting an imp's wings on a human's back. There is very little of interest here, although you do note that reading through all of this, there are several interesting takes, like, for example, gaining or losing resistances to things. For example, if an elf is implanted with Fey blood, they do not inherently gain cold iron weakness. However, if you were to replace their skin, or the parts of the skin that you replace could inherently have cold iron weakness, but the parts that don't may not. And you notice that, like, there's a little bit of madness to see how much you can get away with without completely destroying someone. And then the last chapter is all about sacrifices, draining the magic and life force out of people, to empower creations. You would guess something similar was used at the school, based on the description. However, any notes on how to do it have been redacted, is probably the best word for it.
Okay.
You do note that the last part is pretty gruesome.
And it looks like that. This is like the early stages probably to have led him to do what
Yes.
he did to himself. Okay. Is there anything that it could to suggest how it could be undone?
No. This is more early stage research that shows his progress on how to get to where he got to. If there is any more information, it is not in this book.
Yeah.
You can also tell why this book is restricted by reading it as well.
Yeah.
Can each of you make a perception check as well while you read through this book? It could also potentially be Arcana if you want it to be.
Yeah, I'm no
You
good
guys
at that.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
All right, I'll re-roll with my hero point.
Yeah, I'll use the hero point.
Every single one of you rolled a 2.
Hey, I'd like to reroll with a hero point too, please.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just click on it. I can do it.
Yeah, you can roll. You can right click and re-roll with hero point.
Oh, I can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you can do it with private.
I didn't know we could do it when they're secret.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do it with a new secret.
Alright. Did I do better?
You got a 3 instead.
Okay. Better.
Okay, Tom. Reading through, it's not something. What languages do you know actually? Before I say this, you don't know.
I know nothing. Literally, I know comment it.
Yeah. Oh well, you'd know. You technically know one other language, but yes. You notice unusual script in certain areas.
Okay. Pointed out to the team, like, anyone, do you know what this means? I don't recognize it.
Being pointed out, Ignatius can read it. Anyone who can read Elvish can read it.
Okay.
But it talks about a journal.
Oh. Say where this journal might be.
No. But near the end of the book, it's like further notes in journal, more notes in journal. I finally see the future. It's almost as if these like last notes is like pointing people to potentially finding more in his journal, but it doesn't say anything about where it is.
Okay.
And that will take you the rest of the day.
Not
Next.
bad. We got the basic 2 books, so not bad.
Well, you got through one book. That was just Augmenting Life.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing the next day?
I think we would want to start on the next Blaine book.
Experimenting on life?
Yeah.
Okay. Experimenting on life. It details all the different experiments he did on each race. For example, implanting a lizard tail onto an elf, or putting putting vampire fangs into onto an oozemorph. As there's really strange things, and most of it is about any weaknesses or problems they develop. You also see that there's experiments on both children and adults, which is why the book was banned from being read.
Ah.
He does note that children are far more adaptable at being changed.
Told you we could do a Hogard.
And that they tend to adapt better and have less weaknesses when done young than when done past about the age of 15.
This guy really is a sick herb.
Indeed.
You will note the last chapter is all about oozes and how oozes digest living beings, and what benefits and downsides happen as the person is digested slowly.
Oh,
Hmm. I mean, it's lovely. Does it say anything about like, the like it's an acid digestion, and maybe we could find some way to counter that if he employs it on us? Like, just thinking about our showdown with him.
So you're saying to give him a bad meal and see what happens?
Yeah, something like that. Like, we don't want to get fucking eaten.
Well, we got an alchemist, right? Maybe she can develop some kind of like poison. Liana can develop some kind of special poison, like a target. You know?
I mean, we just drench ourselves in poison. Not a
you
bad
Well,
idea.
it's acidic
What?
compound.
Yeah, something really alkaline, like.
Taking off milk will be fine.
No.
It's like fire breathing. We just spit milk all over it. Jeez, sorry.
Milk or ammonia, I guess. Ammonia is a base.
I think a lot more than milk.
It doesn't say what type of acid it is, but whatever acid he was experimenting with, or sorry, whatever ooze he was experimenting with, it would take weeks to slowly devour creatures, and it would not kill them. They would be alive during most of the process.
Okay.
Oh god.
Not immediately dissolve. That's a great sign.
Is it? Is it? Do you want to spend weeks being slowly dissolved?
No, but I mean,
The used version
assuming,
of a Sarlacc.
oh my god. And like, if one of us gets like oozed, then the others can still have time to save them. Is what I'm thinking. But other than that, it's not great. Yeah. Man, oozes are fucking creepy.
They are. Maybe that's what Zentel was trying to do to us.
Never know.
Do you ever think that maybe this Xantel
Is there
successfully
anything?
digested and made copies of all of you?
Is there anything in here that would
Oh,
suggest
no.
that Zentel is a product of his experimentation?
There is nothing specific. However, there are references in making people into oozes. This was part of his experimenting on like oozes specifically. Like he has notes on how each like race gets digested, how long it takes each race to turn into an ooze, or specifically an ooze morph. Whether how repulsive or how non-repulsed they are by it, how far they're willing to go. Like, he also notes that criminals are more likely to accept and go down the path of becoming an ooze morph than upstanding citizens.
Maybe this ooze friend of yours betrayed you to go back and report into Daddy.
That's what I was just worried about.
Ooze Daddy.
Could be onto something, Jan.
That's the
Worried
case.
about Yan and Ooze Daddy?
Wait, if that's the
No,
case,
sorry.
then I'm the lucky one. I'm the only one that
He doesn't know
I
about?
won't know about.
It's correct.
I'm sure Ooze
Yes.
Daddy knows about you, it's fine.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Maybe he was a spy for Blaine the whole time.
Well, I never met the fella, but that's a shocking thought.
Where is where
He's
is
in the players folder, the green highlighted one.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Oh, I thought you meant physically. I was about to say getting high.
No,
in
no, yeah, I
Ali's
just
somewhere.
no, I was trying to find his
After what Liani did to it by accident.
Because he left the group he went to go back to Treeport, right?
Yes.
When we went to Lackley, so
He went to go get some more tea.
yeah, Dreamtime Tea, I think it was.
Yep.
It's like they,
Fucked up stuff.
is it an absentee father that
That's
used
what he
to go get
claimed.
cigarettes and doesn't come back?
And he never came back.
Yep. Not coincidence.
Now, wouldn't that be spooky?
Anything else?
We have a quick look through the Watcher book.
Opening the Watcher book, the first thing on the first page poses a question. Does a world exist without someone to see it?
Oh, it's one of those books.
Just say yes and turn to the next page.
Yes.
Or maybe no should be the right answer to this question.
I'm guessing the book's called The Watcher. She watches it all, so it always exists. There is always someone to see it.
Exactly.
What
If
if
tree
this
falls
book
in the
is-
woods, no one's there to watch. No one's there. It doesn't make a sound.
What the hell are you
So
talking
yeah, it
about,
does.
Tom? Just nobody hears it. That's the only difference.
Exactly. It's the thing. So it does work. So like, if a tree falls in the woods, it does make a sound. Just that none of us around here, like I said.
Witnesses.
We are highly intelligent individuals.
Exactly.
Turning
That's all us.
turning the book, turning to the next page, you see a list of names. You do not recognize a single one of them. Following that, the first page of the other book, first page of the book, has a description of a woman. This description matches Miabel, whom you've all met. Next, the next page has a date, which is very much pre-cataclysm. It is very old, and it lists a city, and it lists a description of some people. They do not have much apart from the fact that the woman was interacting with them, and that she seemed to be giving them advice. Reading through, there are several different interactions. Most notable that it seems that this person who's described in this book was giving advice to a pre-cataclysm king and queen, whom you have heard of before, who the date is just a few decades before the fall of the empire that you have studied previously in your pre-cataclysm research.
Yeah.
Reading it, it seems that this book is about 3,000 to 4,000 years of what would essentially be interactions with various people, and some of them include conclusions. For example, the king and queen, the interaction with the king and queen. she was there to prevent further destruction by the people, and so she advised something that ended up in the fall of the nation.
Interesting. It's been pulling the strings the whole time.
You will note that as an archaeologist yourself and a bit of a historian, these are all facts drawn from interaction, from watching someone, and from secondhand information. So anything in here you can't really draw a conclusion on.
No primary sources.
Yes.
Essentially. Yeah.
But you also note that there have been several additions to some of these, especially the later ones. There is a couple of notes. For example, one of the most recent is from her interactions with Saint Mia, and the fact that like she helped bring back Lunatia from the brink of destruction.
Does it mention the book at all?
No, not a single mention in the book.
And we have that, don't we? Slash Liani has that.
No, she still has the book. You were just allowed to read it at the time.
She read part of it.
Yeah. It didn't give you the book. You just said look for a way to destroy it, if you can.
Maybe this ooze digestion is...
You really think it's a good idea to give
You put
the
one into
ooze the
Blaine's
book?
body, see what he does with it.
Might make her come and destroy him.
After reading through it all, you get to the last section of the book. The last section of the book is a conclusion based on everything put into the research. Each writer has put their own conclusion. Most of the conclusions specifically point out that, as far as they can tell, this person is a human. She has lived for, as far as you can tell, longer than anybody else. And that she is wise beyond all knowing. Others do point out that her interference with both people and society indicates she's more than just a watcher, but nobody has any definitive proof. There's also a final note from Rafina, which basically says, to me this person is beyond anything. The knowledge she must possess, and that she hides, should be a worthy person to sit down and learn from.
I think Ignatius would absolutely second that.
What is interesting, based on your interactions with her, you note that there is no stories of her going out and doing things herself in any of the written things.
Oh, which we've seen firsthand.
Yes, you saw her firsthand destroying someone who she said was a nuisance, and yet there's not a single mention of any of that inside this book.
So that's obviously new or something she covers up.
Is there anything else?
Guess I'm intrigued now, and I didn't think to look when we were in the library before. The book's like the root of all evil kind of thing, yeah?
I mean, I guess you could say it's similar to that.
She just given it to that creature from the evil plane to take back with it.
Well, it's too late now.
It is. That would have been a good solution, damn it.
Well, maybe you need to learn a spell so you can talk to it.
Yeah.
Spell? What's that? Anyone around here know what a spell is?
Thankfully, our thaumaturge can use spell scrolls.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have a spellcaster.
Okay, maybe you need a spell like a
A ritual could I think anyone can cast rituals technically.
Sorry, but I gotta go sleep. So
yeah. Okay,
I'll talk to you guys
Yeah.
next time.
See you, Vaden.
See you, Vaden.
we'll be
I'll ask
ending.
Jesper.
It will be ending very soon anyway.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Good night.
No, Vaden.
Okay. Unless there's anything else you want to ask.
No, I guess probably just go and maybe just have a look through the library to see if we can find any reference of that book anywhere.
That will take a very long time.
I just ask the librarian.
What are you asking her about?
Are there any references to any ancient artifacts of extreme evil in the form of a book?
We knew what it was called, right? It was like,
Did we?
maybe? I feel like... I'm sure Belle would remember. Maybe not.
I believe I said it was called the Bible that slithers, or something similar to that.
That sounds about right.
The librarian says there have been several evil books.
This would be the most evil book of all time.
You can try investigating Section 12, Level 5. That might help you.
All right, thank you.
And as you head up there, we're going to call it there.
All right.
Where is it?
Okay.
Section 12, Level 5. Add that. Level 5.
We probably should hire the students to look at ways to undo alchemical bindings or whatever bullshit he's doing to himself.
And that's where we're ending it. See you, folks.